Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Fix YouTube channel. My name is FPL Phillips and it's that time of the week where I'm taking on the algorithm team, the computer generated side put together by Fantasy Football Fix. And to be honest, it's not going all that well here from my point of view in the series, as I'm now 2 points down to the algorithm. Last game week it came away with a victory with a very narrow, albeit 1 point victory. They still all count as victories no matter how close they are. So yeah, I'm now 2 game weeks down on the algorithm. I'm hoping in game week 17 I can kind of crawl back and salvage some of my reputation. So let's get into revealing the teams and then having a look at the captaincy. As always, let's get into it. So updated score at the bottom of your screens to remind me as well of how bad I'm doing compared to a computer system. But yeah, let's fight through that pain and get into things. As in goal for the algorithm this game week, it's going to be Andre Onana, a pick who, am I even allowed to say, I don't rate anymore. But yeah, personally, I don't think United will keep a clean sheet in this Bournemouth game. I think Bournemouth have been a pretty decent attack so far this season, albeit better at home. Yeah, Onana has been good at points when United were keeping clean sheets, not really attacking a lot. They had nothing to do under Ten Hag except try and keep clean sheets and get boring results pretty much. But now, under Amarin, they're out, they're more attacking, they're shipping a lot of goals for tonight against Spurs in the EFL Cup. So personally, not seeing United as a good defence to invest in if you're looking at clean sheets right now. And this Bournemouth fixture, personally, have a lot in the league. I still wouldn't back it, if it was a different team for a lot. I think Bournemouth are a pretty good attack. That's basically what I'm trying to spiel out there. But yeah, let's get into the back three then, where we're going to see another United defensive asset come into play. It's Diogo Dalot, who I think is going to be good for minutes now. When we had Ahmad playing in the right wing back role, we had issues like that to address minutes, etc. Because Dalot is very capable of playing on the right and the left. He's going to see a lot of minutes anyway, but I think Dalot and Mazraoui will both be playing the remainder of the season pretty much, unless someone comes in January. So Dalot gets the start here against Bournemouth. I have no doubt in that. Probably the most attacking of the entire back five, if you want to call it that, for United as well. So you've got some decent chance of attacking return in there. Although I don't rate the clean sheet chances, as said, I don't like it. I don't mind it as a pick, I should say. Anthony Robinson is the one I like the most here, and yeah, is the kind of bog standard on paper transfer to do this week. If you're looking for an Nuri replacement, you need a defensive pick. Robinson has some brilliant fixtures coming up next, including this Southampton game. He's got great expected assist stats as well. He's been just quietly going under the radar for a long while. I've mentioned him. I've had him in a few of these algo teams as well, teams that I'm taking on the algorithm with, I should say. And yeah, I'm quite happy that he's doing well. He's a player that I really liked last season too. And so, yeah, he's becoming a template player, basically, in teams at the moment. So that probably means that he'll concede in this game against Southampton and his form will drop off a cliff, because that's what tends to happen. But yeah, on paper, it all looks very good for Anthony Robinson. And if I was bringing a defender in this week, I would be looking very strongly at trying to afford this man. And then finally, Levi Colwill, a man who does not really excite me at all. That's nothing to do with him as a person, just the fact he's a centre-back with pretty much no attacking threat, I would say. There's a good chance of a clean sheet in that one, I would say, maybe against Everton. Of any teams you're going to back keeping a clean sheet against, Everton are going to be towards the top of that list. So yeah, I could see Chelsea coming away with maybe a 2 or 3-0 victory in that one, truth be told. So yeah, might get the clean sheet points, might grab a few bonus even, but to be honest, it is just a bit of a boring option for me, so one I'm not going to go with, but equally is probably one of the reasons me doing stupid things and the algorithm just playing it sensible sometimes. It's probably the reason that I'm 6-8 down right now. In midfield then, we've got Mohamed Salah taking the captain's armband, which is interesting. We've got Cole Palmer in there as well, so the very usual suspects make it in. Brian Mbeumo, who's been making a lot of appearances recently as well, he continued his fine form in Gameweek 16, where he picked up that goal against Chelsea, in fact. So yeah, one who I would definitely be holding on to as well, unless you desperately need the funds. I think Mbeumo is a very nice pick to have, a 90-minute man on penalties as well. And Brentford, not in bad attacking form. And then Iwobi, the cheap midfield option, who I think is not getting enough of a mention, just due to the fact that last week it was Enzo Fernandez, this week it's Amad Diallo. There's a lot of hype going around those 5 to 6 million midfield players, and Iwobi's not getting a lot of the limelight, but as mentioned with Robinson, we've got this brilliant fixtures coming up for Fulham. He's in some good form as well. He's a 90-minute man himself, so he can be relied upon for minutes, which is something that can't be said for the attacking options or the forwards at Fulham, like Raul Jimenez. That's something that puts me off even going for the Mexican. And instead, maybe if you've got a midfield spot free, you want to take out a Semenyo, you want to lose Rodgers, something like that, then Iwobi could be your guy. I think I like him a lot. And then finally up front, we have got Raul Jimenez in here, who, yeah, the minutes are the only thing putting me off slightly, but in a one kind of punt outing against Southampton, don't mind it at all. We've then got Visser, so a double up on the Brentford attack against Forest, which I don't hate too much. And then Erling Haaland, who, yeah, rubbish pick from the algorithm. Absolutely awful. Must have just had some funds left over. Personally, I'd rather spend them on Nicholas Jackson or something like that. Nah, who would have thought at the start of the season that Haaland would be seen as a pretty mediocre FPL asset at this point? Certainly not me, but maybe someone out there did predict it. Rory Jennings, come and claim your crown. Yeah, we've got Fraser Forster, Byrne, Suchek, and Bergs on the bench, so nothing really interesting there. Let's have a look at my team and see how it compares to this one. Righto, here's my side then. It's a 3-4-3 formation as well. I've just gone with Raya in goal because I think Arsenal are a pretty solid defence. I've got Robinson in. I like him. I like Lewis Hall as well. Picked up 2 assists last game week. Have him in my own team. Thankfully, I'm finally doing something right. And then my punt fun pick of the week is going to be Martinez. I promise it's not just because he got that assist for the Ahmad goal, but I do actually think that in that left centre-back sided position at United, he's playing quite well, and looking for those balls over the top to a Højlund, to someone like that in the channel, has been working out, and it has been a play that United, I think, will continue to exploit. So I'm taking a bit of a punt on Martinez this week. 4.4 million, I think, so a very cheap option as well. If you're looking for someone and budget is limited for your defence, then you could even look there. I've got Saliba and Milenkovic down there on the bench, so it shows you I did have money left over. I could have gone for a more expensive option. I'm just taking a punt. The midfield looks pretty similar, but I've gone with Bowen instead, who really impressed me in Game Week 16. He was playing through the middle. He looked very good. He came close a number of times. He's playing Brighton, who I think West Ham gets something there in the home game, and Bowen is going to be at the forefront of a lot that West Ham do. Bit frustrating that he didn't take the penalty in that game, and Paqueta is seemingly on them for them. So that's one thing that goes against owning Bowen long term, but I've just got that bit of a gut feeling. So he's my punt in the midfield. And then up front, again, I've got Raul Jimenez, I've got Visser, but I've gone with Nicholas Jackson instead of Erling Haaland. So it's got similarities in there. There's some still of the same core of the team with, those 7 players that are shared. But I'm hoping that those 4 assets and those 4 changes can make the difference. I was very, very close to starting Ahmad. I was wondering if it's Manchester United bias, but yeah, in the end, just decided to go with something hopefully a little more fun and hopefully ends up working out. I'm predicted 56 points, so it's not too far off the algorithm's highest potential predicted points of 60. So I've not made too many catastrophic changes, judging by what the computer thinks anyway, but I want to know what you guys think. As always, please do leave a comment down below. Who do you think is going to come out on top, myself or the algorithm? Finally, let's take a quick look at the captaincy for this game week, as it's Salah versus Palmer. Well, I say it's Salah versus Palmer. I did see one brave fella on Twitter saying he would captain Anthony Robinson if he gained, I think it was 23 million likes on his tweet. So, yeah, clearly very, very confident in that pick. But truth be told, I wouldn't feel that against going for a bit of a rogue captaincy shout this week. Maybe one of the Fulham boys you could go for. But in total, I do think that this fixture is pretty nice for Mohamed Salah. Away against Spurs, who have a lot of injuries in their back line, especially down that left-hand side. It looks pretty weak. So I do like it. I do back it. The expected goals conceded data is actually pretty tight between Everton and Spurs. As you can see, 1.53 for Everton, 1.48 for Spurs. So as defences go, Everton aren't a lot worse than Spurs, as the data suggests. And Mohamed Salah, obviously on an individual note, is performing immensely consistently, and to be honest, it just seems like one where you don't really need to overthink it too much. If you own Salah, probably do just stick the captain's armband on him. I know that's probably not the in-depth analysis that maybe you'd expect from me on this channel. Let's be honest, if you're expecting it, then you're probably on the wrong video. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed nonetheless. If you have watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. Do leave a thumbs up on the video if you did enjoy it. It helps us out and all that. I'm not sure it even does, but yeah, if you're new around here, then subscribe. Leave that comment. Am I or the algorithm going to win this week? And any ideas or queries or questions, leave them down below in the comments as well, and I'll try my best to get back to all of you. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. May your arrow be green for Game Week 17, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.